I'm sure you've got a lot of opportunities popping up in front of you. What's 2020 look like for Toby Price?
Yeah, exactly all that pretty much. We've got some things lined up, with basically doing the World Championship on two wheels. We're trying to line up the thing to do St. Desert Race with two wheels as well as the four wheels program we got there. We'll do some stadium super truck racing this year in Australia. Hopefully we can come back and do some more events in the trophy truck stuff here, either with Jesse Jones or Robert Johnson. The plan is to get back to the Baja 1000 at the end of the year in November. Would be cool to try and either win that race or get back on the podium there again after this year or after last year now. But and then basically, we just try and fit in anything else we can kind of fit in along the way. So it's plenty of racing on board, and 2 and 4 wheels, and we just like to go out and have fun and enjoy going at high rates of speed. So we'll see and assess everything as it's going along. And I don't know, I seem to struggle to say no to a lot of things. It's just something gets offered, and I'm like, yep, done. We'll sort it out, and we'll go for it full gas. And I'd like to try and come over with Can-Am to do maybe the World Championship UTV races over here. So we'll wait and see what we can kind of piece together and try and just keep myself active and flying around the world doing some mad cool events.
Yeah, well, and you mentioned the UTV there and the side by sides, and I got to say, here I am, a trophy truck guy, kind of racing full time in side by sides now. But I know even at Dakar, a couple of years ago, it was kind of an afterthought. Like that was just a category nobody paid much attention to. Now, I mean, we've got some marquee racers, in there, and it's really kind of coming to the forefront of Dakar, where manufacturers are getting involved, things like that. You mentioned doing some side by side racing. I know you've got you do some down in Australia. You're talking about coming here and doing the World Championship. I mean, for a guy like you, that's saying something. I mean, you're running, with one of the best programs in the entire world on two wheels. You got some amazing opportunities on four, and here you are talking about going side by side racing, man. How much fun are you having behind the wheel of one?
Yeah, look, honestly, it's for how much slack they copped. Basically, I'd say 3-4 years ago or 5 years ago. Honestly, like it's good, cheap. Not cheap, affordable racing, but it's a lot more achievable than what you're trying to run a full-fledged trophy truck kind of thing with a team there. It's just the budget pretty much goes 10 times as much as what you can put into a side-by-side. Like it's as deep as your pocket can go to go and run a side-by-side, but in any way, it's basically any seat time helps, and that's like if I can get my backside into one of those seats of a side-by-side, I do it. It's somewhere along the way, it's going to help refine driving in a trophy truck, or whether I go a bit of tarmac racing or in the stadium super truck stuff. So, look, it's only like it's a category fairly new to the Dakar event, but now you're starting to see like Cyril Dupre and everything racing in one this year, and it's crazy. Like I say, it's affordable, closer and affordable racing for the majority of the people are running around instead of trying to like a multi-million-dollar deal to try and go and run a full-size trophy truck or a like a Toyota or one of those minis in the Dakar race. So it's that's all. It's all really taking off massive. And like you say, everyone here in America now seems to have one. Like everywhere you turn around, it's if someone doesn't have one, it's either a mate that's got one that they go out and blast down through Glamis and have a bit of fun there. And I'm doing a side-by-side championship races at home with Can-Am and doing 1 or 2 rounds. I can't commit to a full season there just with the two-wheel program that I'm doing. But, I take my Can-Am out to the St. Desert Race and do some pre-running there. And they're just a really, really fun toy to have. And it's any bit of racing I can get into, I go with it full gas.
Yeah, well, I got to ask one last question before we let you go, though. I know King of the Hammer's coming up. Obviously there's UTVs there. They got King of the Motos coming back. I mean, has there ever been any itch to go and try your hand in the rocks?
I was really, really close to trying to pull the trigger on that and going there this weekend. But like I say, I haven't been home for about 4 weeks. So I got home for one day for 24 hours, but I've got a lot of things to sort out back home and get on top of. And I was like 99% close to changing my flights to fly home. So I head home on Saturday and get out of here. But other than that, I was nearly going to stay and just at least go and watch and check the event out to basically try and maybe I'm either going to race or see if I could line something up, or just maybe if they're planning for the future to come over and race it. But these things don't match up at the moment. Got to get myself home and sort some things out and go from there. But it's definitely one that I've always wanted to come over and check out. It's just Cool Hammers is just, everyone talks about it. It's basically like a motorhome city that's out in the middle of nowhere, and it's cool just to see that amount of people are just fully for off-road racing and rock climbing and doing whatever. So it's cool to see how big the racing is here, and I love coming over and seeing everyone hook in and go full gas. So we'll get to that event eventually one year.
Always looking forward to having Toby Price on the line, and man, just a rock solid guy. One of those guys you meet in motorsports and you just go, this guy, he's not only is he a badass competitor, but such a nice guy. And you always look forward to hanging out with guys like that. Toby, hopefully everything's good down there in Australia. I know they've been hit by this pandemic pretty hard. Had fires before that. Crazy times going on in the world. But we're going to take a short commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to wrap things up right here on the General Tire Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Welcome back here to the General Tire Down and Dirty Show, powered by Polaris RZR. I know we've been a little bit different format the past couple of weeks. I know we missed last week, kind of just figuring out the structure of the show. But I can tell you from here on out, the duration, we will have weekly shows, whether you're tuning in on SiriusXM, Channel 211, Dan Patrick Radio, 10 a.m. Pacific on Sundays, Sports Byline USA, American Forces Network, Apple Podcast, downanddirtyshow.com, or Podcast One. We got you covered. Thanks to Alex Rossi. Big thanks to Toby for Price. That was kind of a best of. Chris Leone. Like I said, iRacing is where it's at. We got some big stuff cranking on our stuff. On our esports team, we'll still be continuing to podcast. I know Project Action this week, I had Chino Braxton. You got to know this guy. It's going to be part of Charm City Kings, new movie coming out that Will Smith is directing and producing. Guys, amazing. Wheelies on dirt bikes for days. You want to hit up that interview. We'll have this thing uncut. Probably this interview with Alex Rossi will be uncut next week in Project Action. Also got an off-road edition from the Mint 400 we got to edit up and get dropped. So lots of content on our front. Social media channels, it's at JimBeaver15, down at dirtyshow.com. We'll get you all the content, whether it be written or audio, and even a little bit of video content here and there. And I'm going to try something a little different with the show, too, and start dropping this thing on Facebook as a video. So we'll see how that works out. Anyways, thank you guys for continuing to support us. Big shout-out to General Tire, Polaris RZR, Vision Wheel, Rigid Industries, Dirtfish, Optimus, and all of our amazing partners. Dirtfish, it's at JimBeaver15. Actually, it's just JimBeaver15. That'll get you a 15% discount at Dirtfish Rally School. Makes sense, right? JimBeaver15, boom, 15% off at Dirtfish. I like the sound of that. Anyways, thank you guys. Be safe out there. Seriously, stay home and enjoy your family. be safe out there, because I want you tuning in for many, many years to come right here on the General Tire Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. If you got guest suggestions or anything you want me to talk about, though, definitely hit me up at JimBeaver15. I am active on social media right now, just like everybody else is, and I would love to hear from you guys. All right, for real, signing off this time. Be safe, and we'll see you next week right here on the show.
Xfinity XFi is more than just fast. It's internet that gives you wall-to-wall coverage with XFi Pods, so you can search, stream, and game all over your home, from bedroom to basement. Can your internet do that? Learn more at Xfinity.com/XFi. Xfinity XFi is more than just fast. It's internet that gives you wall-to-wall coverage with XFi Pods, so you can search, stream, and game all over your home, from bedroom to basement. Can your internet do that? Learn more at Xfinity.com/XFi. Xfinity XFi is more than just fast. It's internet that gives you wall-to-wall coverage with XFi Pods, so you can search, stream, and game all over your home, from bedroom to basement. Can your internet do that? Learn more at Xfinity.com/XFi.
You don't need to understand how pre-collision cameras detect pedestrians in low light. You don't need to understand any of the craft that went into the Lexus ES to feel it. With outstanding connectivity and standard Lexus Safety System Plus 2.0. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. Click the banner to discover more.
LSS Plus 2.0 and the pre-collision system with pedestrian detection are not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practice. See owner's manual for additional limitations and details.